So this video is just gonna show you guys how to make some extra cash here at the junkyard. So me and my neighbor started back in, it's during the lockdown, during the COVID lockdown a couple years back. We came over here to cruise, just look around, because it was one of the only places that was open. Everything else was closed. So we came over here to the junkyard to look for an engine for his Thunderbird, and we found a 6.0 in the back of a truck. So kind of like here, guys will stash stuff in the back of these pickups, and we found a 6.0. But junkyard etiquette is kind of like, if you didn't pull it, just leave it alone. So we left it. I said, hey, the next day, if it's still there, we'll come get it. And it was still there, so we came, got it, picked it up, and we ended up selling it like 2 days later for like $2 grand. So we bought it for, I think it was like 300 bucks. It was a sale day, and we ended up selling it for $2 grand, 2,500, $2 grand, something like that. So then we got the idea, hey, let's go get other LS engines. That's kind of how it started. So if you guys are looking to make some extra cash on the side, I'm going to show you guys how to do it. I'm going to cut from here and then show you guys some of the tools you guys will need to you don't need a lot. It's really just a few things, you know, if you're looking to pull an engine. So I'll cut right here. All right, I just wanted to go over some of the things you'll need at the junkyard if you're going to be doing or pulling your LS engine. And we'll get into we'll go head over there in a little bit to go look at some and show you around a little bit. Now really all you're going to need, very simple, sockets. You can see some wire cutters here, channel locks, razor blade. A couple things will make it easier is definitely going to be a impact and sawzall. Okay, only sockets you're going to need: 10 millimeter. I don't know if you can see that. Let's see, 10, 13, and 15. You also need an 8, 21, and a 24. You want to take some extensions with you, but this is essentially it. One thing you might not know or even think about is a bar. So this here, that's your bar. You don't want to be messing around with like a crowbar. Just take that one's about 7-8 feet. I've had about 3 or 4 of those. Sometimes I forget them and leave them at the junkyard. So you want to take a bar like that, and I'll show you why when we get there. Extensions, adapters, sawzall blades. I always use Diablo. It just works so much better than the Harbor Freight junk. But that's it. This is it. That's all you're gonna need. You don't need to take a whole tool bag. You don't need to take you know, wrenches, all kinds of wrenches. I do take a 19 wrench, but you could just take a wrench like that here, the adjustable, so you don't need to take a lot of stuff. But those are the only sockets you're going to need. And then I'll go through, and I'm not going to pull one today, but I'll show you the easiest way to kind of do it, because I know I don't see a lot of videos. I just see videos of, they do a time lapse of you don't need this, time lapse of what you're going to see, but I'll kind of go through bolt by bolt and show you more as we go. So we'll head over there. Okay, now the ones we pulled, they're Gen 3, so anything basically from like 2000, 1999, 2000 to, we usually don't even see anything past 2007 in the yard. So up to basically what we're pulling is 2000 to 2003s. This one's a 99, you can tell by the cover. But the quickest and easiest way to get these out It looks, if you've never done it before, it could be kind of seem overwhelming, but really just start ripping apart everything. So you bring your Sawzall, get your sockets out, get your impact gun. You can use a ratchet. I don't recommend it. You're going to be here for a while. But first thing you want to get off is this core support right here. All the bolts here that go up along right here, under here, these are all 13s. So 13s and 15s are what you're going to need for here, for the front. Okay, there's two 15s under here, right here, one on each side. Those have to come out. Take out all your 13s here, and then there's another 13 down in here. I don't know if you guys can see it. All right, so we talked about the fenders. Now I like to take the fenders off. You don't have to. You don't have to take the hood off either. Makes it a lot easier if you do. Your hood bolts here, you can kind of see them right here. You get in there. 13s right there, 3 of them on both sides. Plus you have the one here on the side. This one, 13. Same thing over here. 13s. Take those off. Get your hood out of the way. Get your fenders off. Let's see if this one opens. Come in here, 13 right there, and then there's another one down here, and then you got to get these off too, right here. 13, 13, under here, 13. Take off your fuse box. Just use your bar, rip that out, cut your harness. Just go ahead and cut this off right there. I don't recommend using these. We used to sell the harnesses for like $100, the stock ones, but I mean, they just look pretty beat up, pretty ratty. You probably don't want to use those. You're cutting here, cutting your hoses, upper, lower radiator hoses. Once you get these off here too, these 13s, you're gonna pull this back here, and there's another 13 in here behind this. Your core support will be pretty loose. That's where you're going to get your bar. You're going to get that big bar. That's why you need it, 7-8 feet long. If you don't have one, you can pretty much get one here at the yard. Just find a truck that has a rack on the back. We'll take a look. We'll come back to the truck right now. But find a truck. There's usually trucks here that have racks. See, there's one over there. I don't know if you can see it way down there. We'll go pass by it later, but there's a truck with a rack, and just cut one of the bars off. Just make sure it's long enough, and then that's going to be your pry bar to get this sucker out. Now that all this stuff you can cut, so back there is your ground. Just cut it. Cut all the hoses. I recommend using or getting a new power steering. Just don't even mess with that old one. Who knows how old it is. Same thing with your water pump, your alternator. I'd get those new. But if you're looking just to like turn and burn and pull engines to sell like we were doing, you just want to get this sucker out. Now if you're looking just to sell like a straight pull out, they tip in California, I know they pretty much go for like $800. 800, maybe 1,000 for something that looks like this. You haven't touched it, you're just unloading it onto a tire when you get home, and then you want to sell it online. It's typically like $800. So you'll buy it here for like $300-400, and then you can sell it for about $800, like at the lowest. And that's California. So I know in other places, Texas and Carolina and stuff like that, guys are like, oh, I get my LSs for $200. But here in Southern California, I mean, its minimum is going to be like $800. I would just make sure it spins. Typically when you're selling them like that, there's not going to be a warranty on them. So guys will ask, oh, I want a warranty. Dude, you're buying a pullout. So you're basically just paying for their labor of pulling the engine out. So yeah, I mean, you could just do pullouts, sell those all day long, make some extra cash that way. You'll get if you're doing it all the time, you'll get to the point where you're pulling them out within maybe like hour and a half. That's about, if I have a complete engine fully assembled, it takes me about an hour and a half to get it out. You have to go under, get the cross member out from the, let's go check it out. Now this one, they already pulled it out, pulled out the trans. So cross members out, cross members right here. It's that big thing over there laying on the ground, that thing. So you got two big bolts here. On the other side too, you got two over there. I believe they're 21 millimeter. And then in the middle of the cross member, you have a 15. It'll be right up here. You pull that 15 out, pull out these 21s. You know, put your wrench on this side, use your gun, zip it out. This cross member will drop, and then if you're going to pull the engine, the trans will just come with it. Pretty easy. They cut the harness here too, you can see. So you're gonna have to cut that. You want to cut these fuel lines. Cut them. Probably want to cut them closer to the block. Looks like they already dropped one of the exhaust manifolds. On the other side, they still have a piece of it. They have a piece of the exhaust still on there, but this side they took it off, which is nice. But yeah, this is the piece you want to get out. You don't want to try and cut this. I've tried before, and even Diablo blade, well, it doesn't want to go through. So you'll be there all day trying to cut. Just zip these out. Two here, two on the other side, and the 15, and it'll drop from the trans. The trans, you could do, if you're looking, you don't want to do the engines, you can do just this trans. We would take the trans too if they look good. They typically sell them for, I think here it's like 250, 300, and then we would sell them for 600. We're basically just selling them as a core. We'd be sure to tell our customers, hey, it's just a core, man, we don't know if it works or not. The engines we would actually go through. We take the heads off, the intake off, and you can see from the other videos, we test run all of them. Yeah, this one here got smashed. Oh yeah, this is the one from last time. It's pretty fucked up. There's some decent things on there maybe that you could salvage. But yeah, I wouldn't pull that engine. It's probably got some, it might have damage, it might not. Fuel rails are still there, fuel injectors are there. But yeah, you could just do pull out, sell those, no warranty. You can make some extra cash. I mean, you're gonna make double your money back. That's cool. So if you're looking for, you know, like a junkyard side hustle, that's a good one. We got into it to the point where we were changing cams out of the engines, changing cams, cranks. I mean, it just got crazy. And then guys wanted us to install them. Me and my neighbor, we know how, but we're doing it from home, so we didn't want, you know, guys' cars at our house and his cat pissing on the cars and all that crap. So we didn't offer install. But we sold a lot of engines. We were selling them for $1,800. So we buy them for $300-400, sell them for $18. And that was with you know, we'd send you a video we post it on YouTube, or we'd send it to you to show you, look, the engine works, it runs. And then even if guys, you know, we told them like no refunds, no returns or anything, but even if they had problems, we'd bring them back sometimes. There's a couple guys that were like, they told us like, oh yeah, we do the street takeovers and we're just gonna go do donuts and blow it up. And then of course those guys call, you know, a month later, oh yeah, your engine's shit. It's like, well, dude, you told us what you were gonna go do with it, so sorry, you're shit out of luck, dude. But yeah, I mean, you can make a few bucks doing that. My wife was like, yeah, maybe you should do it once a month or something, and I was like, I'm kind of tired of it. I'll probably just go back to restoring cars again. It's kind of what I like doing the most anyways. The engines just got to be crazy, too much. Oh, someone took apart that trans right there. Sweet. Cool. Ford over there. But yeah, if you're looking to make some extra bucks, we even pulled some 350s. We pulled big blocks whenever we saw them. So whenever we see a 454, we just take it, even if it meant we were going to be here like another hour pulling. We would just cut everything and at least get the block in the heads. Most of the time people are going to buy their own accessories, or they're not going to want the used up accessories that are all beat on and water pump may not work. So yeah, at least blocking heads. I pulled a bunch of blocking heads by myself here. I would just come and pull blocking heads. A lot of times I would look for cars like this one where the fender's already off, so that's going to save me 15 minutes. That's 15 minutes. I don't got to worry about this. Just got to take the front off. The bolts are already out here. It's probably good. It probably spins over, so the engine's probably good. Computer's still there. But yeah, some people, they just take computers. They do just the computers. I think they sell them here for like 40-50 bucks, and then they go sell them for 100-150 bucks. That's a quick little hustle right there. But there's all kinds of money that you can make on the side. I work full-time, so I'm not trying to do this full-time, but you can do it. There's guys here that do. But you know, as we get into the economy getting a little bit more crazy, people are going to need a little bit of extra money. This is a good way to do it. See this one here too, same thing, fender's already off. Boom. So you got access to your motor mounts right there. Boom, motor mounts. Just cut all this, Sawzall, or if you want and take the extra time, but I'm on a time crunch. I just want to cut, so I just cut all this stuff off. Cut here, water pump. But yeah, you can get in a lot closer. I know a lot of guys don't take off the fenders, but I like to get in here, not be stretched out, wear you out, get all more tired. I take this hood off too, so that I can get that that hoist. You can see the hoist over there. Get that hoist in here. Now a lot of times, my buddy, he always liked to cut the fender, the frame, cut it right here. But then sometimes it would cause more problems, cause more hassle, because then we'd get the hoist in here, cut the frame, then the whole front end would fall on the hoist. Then the hoist was stuck. So be careful of that. Yeah, but put down in the comments what you guys want to see next. If you guys have questions, you guys have other ways of taking these out, how fast you can do it. My tops was I got one out one time in like 30 minutes, but that was because both fenders were off, the front core support was off, everything was off. So I got it out in like 30 minutes. Like from the moment I got here to getting in my truck driving off is like 30 minutes. But usually if it's a full truck, it's got everything on there, about an hour and a half. But if you get it out quicker, you know, let me know. It's a nice trans right there, worn out. But yeah, let me know what you guys want to see. Put it in the comments.